Welcome to your YCS Utrecht top 64 discussion. So, we don't have a lot of the breakdown because, EU likes to lump a bunch of stuff together into one little glump. But they had enough players to go to top 64, about 2,400. And, fun fact, Salad was the most represented deck at the beginning of day one. Interesting. Let's dig on into this, shall we? Welcome to your YCS Utrecht top 64 breakdown. So unfortunately, Europe likes to clump their other decks together, so we'll have more information on that tomorrow. I just wanted to make a video being like, haha, here we are. So, first thing I want to say here, out of Vegas, a lot of players on social media, I think I've read about 5 of them so far, all literally were like, Spyral's the worst deck in the format. So, players are kind of coming to this consensus and maybe Spyral's not the deck for them. So that was an interesting thing I've been reading over the last 24 hours, is just players are like, oh my god, I hate Spyral, ugh, get it away. But Utrecht had 2,400-ish players, or 2,500, I don't know, it was enough to go to top 64. So, most represented deck here. Now remember, we had Salad being the most represented deck going into day one, which is interesting, but we have 13 Spyral in Top Cut. Now, that leaves 51 decks in Top Cut, and only 13 Spyral. Is this deck that oppressive? Now, we don't know if these are Tri-Gate builds, Extra builds. We don't have any of those information, but what we do have here is just plain 13 of them. But, do I think that deck's going to win? I honestly don't think so. Hand traps are really good. Now, considering Salad was the most represented deck at day one, it's kind of cool that the second most represented deck is, we have 10 Salamangreat in Top Cut. Europe, you guys love Salad. I'm not going to lie. Like, I get that this deck has an amazing turnover rate, especially like the more we go into events and players just getting the hang of the deck. Also, Roar and Rage being fantastic power cards counteract the metagame. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, at the very least. I could actually see Salad being a contender to win this weekend's event. Let's be honest here, just because of the pure power that this deck has putting itself out on the field. Now, this one disappointed me a little bit. We have eight, I can't count. We have 8 Altergeist players in Top Cut. Now, Geist has been this powerhouse for this format. Let's be honest here. We watched Subterror versus Altergeist. Now, the only reason why Subterror won was they started snowballing so hard. It was a great time out there, but yikes, that was interesting to see. Poor Geist, but okay, conversion rate of 8 out of your top 64, that's not bad at all. That definitely goes to show that, hey, Geist is still there. Just unfortunately, other decks are doing a little bit better in this category. Now, we have 6, right? We have 6 Shaddoll invoked. Now, this isn't pure Shaddoll, this is basically the second place list coming out of the UDS last weekend with Spice. Alright, like, you're still combining your standard invocation engine with Shaddolls, putting things like Winda, Makaba, Purgatrio, Caliga. You're playing this deck to interact and deny players the chance to play the game. And that's what we love about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is when decks like Invoked that don't care and expect this deck to get way better come the next Master Rule, where you're just watching your opponent not care about anything that you do and just uninteractively break your board, because Super Poly is that good, ladies and gentlemen. So, no surprise, 6 copies of that is what it is. Now, back on the, I gotta rewind back here to the Salad thing. So, basically, they're playing Microcoder. European Stream is all about this. They're talking about Microcoder quite a lot. We're getting the chance to search for, I believe it's a Sign That Spell or Trap card when you link off with it. So you can go search for the mining to continue on with your combo plays. Now, I haven't seen that yet. Evidently, everybody in Europe already knew about this. I didn't. That's actually splendid for comboing. So yeah, at some point back to that, we just talked about that on Market Watch literally yesterday, why it was going up. And here we are, yet again. Good combo, good combo. We have 5 dinosaur in top 64 as well. Particularly, this is a little bit interesting of a turnover. I didn't expect to see such, well, really a high number for this event. I don't know. Maybe I'm one of those people that believe that dinosaurs should have stayed extinct. I don't know. Let's see here. We have only 4 Lunalite decks in Top Cut. This is a really poor conversion rate. If you're a Lunalite player and you were like super excited, you're like, oh yeah, Lunalites, they're gonna do something. And you get in the top 64 and you're like, we only have 4 versions of this deck out of 2,500 people this weekend to look at. So, good news, they topped. Bad news, your representation isn't so good. So, I guess take it with a grain of salt. We'll see kind of what packages and stuff they're bringing to the table, because I'm sure that there will be some sort of spicy innovation, especially coming out of this weekend. Now, we also had 4 pure invoked. So overall, invoke took 10 slots in Top Cut. All right, let that sink in. Like, you had 6 Shaddolls, you had 4 of the pure invoked, which begs the question of how good is this engine? Because we are tearing through the literal competition right now. Like, players are just having hard enough times dealing with this. Super Poly Alistair, it does not matter what your opponent does. You break their board like that, alright? Plus, Wind is one of the best floodgates to ever exist in this game. And then we have 3 pure Thunder Dragons in tops, or, yeah, 3. So we've seen this deck come out of Indy, 10th place, the regional. We've seen it win the Mexico regional with, 140 players present. And then we come into Utrecht, where we have 3 in top 64. I'm expecting some very good, cool innovation out of this. And I'm expecting really good results from this. Because Thunder, nobody wants to talk about Thunder this format. Everybody's like, the deck's dead, everybody says, but here we are. Now, we have 11 decks in the other category. One of these we do know is Rockets. We have the Young Duels playing in top 64 that was playing against the current European champion playing Rockets. And seeing Rockets, it won the UDS last weekend. There's just something about how this deck combos off that players just don't know how to handle the Guard Dragon combo. Like, what happened, like, to make this deck good? Do players just not know what these cards do? That's strange, because I've been hearing that from a lot of players. They don't know how to play around it. Like, I know we didn't get Dragon Link really in the States to mess around with because they literally butchered it on a ban list, but really? So, and the Rocket rips from the extra deck. That's the crazy part. Like, watching that deck rip from the extra deck is crazy. Now, other things in Top Cut, I don't know about. There was a Gem Knight deck yesterday. I think it was Distant Coder. Actually was playing on the stream. 2-0'd his opponent with Gem Knight FTK. You ever just get FTK'd twice by the deck? Now, I don't know if the deck made Top Cut or not. I would actually like to see Distant Coder's list to see, how the deck had success. Let's be honest, I think it's cool that we have Gem Knight FTK still around. Losing Brilliant Fusion hurt this much, but let's be honest, good chance of things. I don't know if we have True Draco or anything like that in Top Cut, Sky Striker either, but considering how diverse this Top Cut is, we probably have a Mech Knight in there as well, but I can't confirm that. So, what are my picks to win this event? Honestly, I could see Solid just plain taking this. Based on pure representation, based on how most of Europe loves this deck, I would not be surprised to see Solid pull this one out. My second choice would be to Rockets, but that's just following up with last week's trends. We probably will see Spyral in top 4 of the event, That's just, quite honestly, how the cookie crumbles for the most part. So, we will talk about Vegas and the rest of Top Cut tomorrow. What do you guys think is going to win the European YCS today? And YCS 3v3 in Vegas. Imagine sleeping in a car for the whole night at Vegas. Sorry, Ed. It's rough out there. Guys, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Turn on the bell notifications to see tomorrow's discussions. We'll have some duels up later today. Alright guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanCool40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.